Hi guys, it's Bill again, and guess what? I got a treat for you. I went way back in the archives of all my recipes and I found a recipe we used to make for the holidays, the Chex mix thing, you know? And I will tell you that this is before there were microwaves, so it's old school. I just think it turns out really well. Had to make some modern updates to it because that's who I am. So first of all, I've got 4 tablespoons of butter in here that had melted, so I'm going to turn it off. I don't really need to deal too much with that right now. So, as you can imagine, when cereal's like $800 a box, I decided instead of doing all 3 of the Chex, you know, wheat, corn, and whatever the other one is, I was going to stick with the corn. I think that's just a really good option. So I got 4 cups of corn Chex, right? Well, what do you add to it? So I've got basically a cup of peanuts, and you know the density of all these things you add in are so different, so you kind of eyeball it. That was easy because you know they fit in a container, and I just thought that was the right amount. Okay, so I just grabbed a couple handfuls of my little pretzel guys here, mini pretzels, because I don't want all Chex. That was the only thing, you know, when I was a kid, I wanted lots of other stuff in there. So the hardest thing for me to figure out, last thing we put in here, was I got some of these everything bagel crisps. They're like, they're just wicked awesome. And I broke them up, and it came out to, this is probably just a little more than a cup. Oh, the oven's at 250, by the way. Now, before you go any further, just kind of eyeball it, kind of mix it around and make sure you're happy. I just thought this was a really kind of good combination. You know, I tried to do it by weight the first time. That didn't really work out, so just eyeball it. All right. So I got my melted butter here, right? What am I going to do? Well, so I like to kind of switch things up. Now, the original recipe calls for adding salt, and I was like, let's see, salted pretzels, salted peanuts, salt, maybe not. But for flavor, I just want like some Creole or Cajun stuff, and I just want a teaspoon. It's going to give a little more flavor. And there we go. And believe it or not, yes, you need a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. You know, when I was a kid, I thought it was only for Bloody Marys. That's not true. You put in cocktail sauce too. Remember the old mom and dad sitting around making Bloody Marys all Sunday? Horseradish and hot sauce and ooh. So let's just give this a little stir. I just think the added flavor of the Cajun seasoning is really going to add to it. And you know, don't burn your butter up. Just just get it to melt real low heat. It's hard to bring it to melt it from refrigerator, so I like to get it in the pan and let it kind of get to room temperature and then just turn it low. All right, that should do it. So I get my bowl back here. I got my trusty spatula. Move this out of the way. And oh, this one has a nice little pouring lip on it. So let's just put about half it to start. Make a little work a little magic here. Smells good. All right, let's get the rest of it. I think I'm gonna put it over here because it's running. Now you really want to keep it dry. I don't want a big puddle on the bottom. So I'm just going to start long enough to kind of get everything mixed up, absorbed. I'm not trying to make it like spicy hot, you know, it's just a little Creole. I'm using a silicone spatula because I don't want to break everything more than it already is. Alright, this is looking really pretty cool. Alright. So, just clean up my mess. Alright, so what I like to do is I take one of my heavy duty sheet pans I always talk about, and I put a piece of parchment paper in here. So, what we're going to do is we're just going to work it in the middle, and then we kind of work it out. That's all good. I don't want to leave that behind. So, you're probably not going to be able to get it like all single layer, but we just want to kind of flatten it out here a little bit. If it gets on the edge of the parchment paper, it's perfectly fine. Just kind of going around. It's looking pretty good. If we take a minute here to make sure we do a good job, the outcome is going to be better. So I'm just taking my time. Okay, so as you can see, we've got this pretty well spread out. The miracle of the oven. I'm going to put this in. This is going to take a whole hour. It's going to drive me crazy. So it's an hour in the oven, 15 minutes to cool. I'll bring you back and show you what it looks like. I will see you in an hour or so. Man alive. I got my Chex mix. I'm all happy. It's happy. So we did it for the whole hour at 250. Everything's really nice and crunchy and like wow. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to get it out of the pan. I've let it cool for 15 minutes. So it's pretty cool. I've been also sampling, as you can tell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it in a pretty good sized container so it can cool down. We don't want to seal it up when it's toasty hot. So I really want to get it in a pretty big container. Now I'm hoping, if my memory serves me correctly, of course I think I made more than I usually do. But what I want to do wasn't that easy peasy? Even impressed myself. And my ratty old pan is good to go for the next round. Yeah, I mean, you taste the individual items, which I've been doing for about 10 minutes. It's really most excellent. All I can say, I would probably give it one more try. It's phenomenal, really is. I would give it, until it's really, really cool on the bottom, another 15 minutes. Then I love these new kind of storage containers. Lock down, boom, boom, ready to go. Throw it in your pantry. Don't let anyone know you made it, so you can sneak out and eat it when no one's looking. This is you can get creative, maybe take some kind of a Christmas cup, you know, Starbucks gives you a cup and a cup when it's hot. Take the outer one, it's perfectly clean, put something in, maybe put a little ribbon on it, a little piece of saran wrap over the top, hand it out at the office. Man, I would probably serve this in some nice pretty little fluted bowls, which I have, which I love, because it just reminds me of like Chex Mix and stuff. But for now, we gotta let it cool, and I will see you soon with another fabulous recipe. I've got tons of them on the way, and hope I don't disappoint you. Try some of these things. Love the comments. I answer every one of them as fast as I can. And I will see you next time with another great recipe. Have a great day.